Cape Meares Lighthouse. Here's where you go up the stairs to the start to the lighthouse. So the way that the ships would tell what lighthouse they were seeing, each lighthouse has a unique pattern of light. And the ships would have a log or a book that would have the different lighthouse patterns, and they would match the pattern in their book to the light they were seeing on shore to tell what lighthouse they were seeing. And for Cape Meares, this is the pattern of light. So you had white with a bright burst of red, white with a bright burst of red, and as the lens would turn, that would be the pattern they would see for Cape Meares. Tour of the Cape Meares Lighthouse. This is kind of the brains of the operation, the brass wheels here, this mechanism. Originally it had a cable that ran from the mechanism to the room below us, kind of designed like a grandfather clock. It was actually designed by a clockmaker. And the cable at the bottom had a 200-pound lead weight. In 1890 to all the way to 1934, the lighthouse keeper would have to come in here and hand crank that lead weight back to the ceiling every 2.5 hours. It would take 4 minutes to make one complete revolution of this outside carousel that the lens sits on. And the lens itself weighs about 2,000 pounds. The lighthouse keeper would come in here 30 minutes before sunset and light the light. He would keep it lit until 30 minutes after sunrise or until he had visibility out in the water. The lighthouse keeper and his family lived up where the current parking lot is. That's where the residence was. In 1934, they were extremely happy because they got their first electric motor down here. And the electric motor ran the mechanism all the way to 1964 when the lighthouse shut down. When the lighthouse shut down in 64, though, the ship still needs some kind of signal for the ships to be able to tell where they were in the water. So they implemented a beacon on the hill right behind this lighthouse. And that beacon ran all the way to 2014. 2014, you had GPS, you had ship navigation systems, and they didn't need a focal point on the coast any longer. The height of the lighthouse is 38 feet tall. It's the shortest in Oregon. It does sit on a 217-foot cliff, and the light can be seen for up to 21.5 nautical miles out to sea. Regular miles, that's just over 24. The lens itself was designed by a French physicist named Fresnel. It was constructed in France. When completed, they shipped it around South America and brought it here to Cape Meares. Going up the stairs to the main lens, this is how they got in to light the light. They crawl across there and light that light and clean the lens from in there. It's inside the lens. And this is the pattern of light for the lighthouse for Cape Meares. They're all unique to each lighthouse, and this is for Cape Meares. Here's the gears, kind of the brains of the lighthouse there. Originally took a 200-pound weight at the bottom of a cable, and they cranked it every 2.5 hours to get it to spin. Every 4 minutes it would make a revolution, and every 2.5 hours they'd have to crank it until they got their electric motor in 1934. Set it right down there. And this is going back down. The lights that shine down through when it was in operation, so that light source. The top of Cape Meares Lighthouse, looking out, walking around the lens. In 2010, local teenagers shot this out with a rifle and broke. That's why all the lenses broken in different areas. That's where he shot through right there.
Yeah, go ahead and send them up.